Ryan, I wonder how people feel about Larry King and his past thoughts on politics. Here's what I think about Larry King. It's a bummer he's gone. Rest in peace, Larry King. Yeah, you know what? Let me take a minute to speak about Larry King's passing. I actually, as a '90s kid, again, I know it's a thing to say. As a kid who grew up in the '90s, Larry King was kind of like Alex Trebek or, on Jeopardy, or Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune. He's one of those guys who was always there. And, he was always, he was like iconic, his hair slicked back, his thick rimmed glasses, the tie. And Larry King was really, he talked to everybody. But he was not he was very much comes from a radio tradition of journalism where he's just talking into the mic, talking to whoever is in front of him at the moment. Never read the book of the author who came on, maybe watched the movie of the person he had on. Does anybody remember the time Jerry Seinfeld got super upset at him? Because he didn't know what he was talking about with Jerry Seinfeld. So Larry King famously didn't do the research because he's just every day was somebody else. He was always on, so he never read the book. Maybe looked at a clip or two before you came on to prepare, but that was it. So one time he had Jerry Seinfeld on, and he's talking to him about Seinfeld the show, and he was not aware, or he starts asking Jerry these questions about Seinfeld, like, you didn't get canceled, right? You left. And Jerry Seinfeld, who's a bit of a cocky, egotistical guy, was upset that Larry didn't know that his show, that he decided to end his show, that he wasn't canceled. Because it was the most popular show. I remember when this is another thing dating me to the 90s. I remember when Seinfeld ended, my parents watched it, and they might even had friends over. It was like a thing, like, we're watching Seinfeld. But watch it. This is a hilarious moment of Larry King. Seinfeld blowing up at Larry King.
Said how long?
9 years, 180 episodes.
You gave it up, right?
I did. Sir.
They didn't cancel you. You canceled them.
You're not aware of this?
No, I'm asking you.
You think I got canceled? Are you under the impression that I got canceled?
You think I got canceled, Larry?
Hurt you, Jerry?
I thought that was pretty well documented. Is this still CNN?
Don't most shows go down a little?
Most people do also. But
oh my God.
Yeah, no, I went off the air. I was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Jewish guy, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
75 million viewers last episode.
Boy, you don't take it so bad.
Well, that's the big difference between being canceled and being #1.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll be right back.
Jeez.
B-movie opens.
The B-movie.
B-movie
opens. Can we get a resume in here for me?
B-movie opens tomorrow. We'll be right back. Lasted how long?
9 years.
I wasn't canceled, Larry. Larry, I wasn't canceled. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. That's one of the funnier Larry King moments. But really, we have to give credit where it's due, because Larry King's best moments are not Jerry Seinfeld yelling at him, which was a fun moment. But his best moments were truly owning Dave Rubin. It's a lot of things. With Dave Rubin is fun to laugh at. Dave Rubin loved Larry King, really loved him, and Larry King, he really just said he wanted to be Larry King. Dave Rubin wanted to be the guy who did no research whatsoever, and people just would come on and talk to because you're the guy who everybody talks to. That's why Dave Rubin wanted to be Larry King. Sorry, Dave Rubin, you're not Larry King. Larry King put in the work. Larry King worked in radio for years, grueling, the radio stations in the backwoods, and nobody gave a crap. And he's told funny stories about it. But Dave Rubin, cherished Larry King, loved Larry King, and said he just wanted to be like Larry King, and then eventually got Larry King on his show. And so check this out, and this is so funny. I'm sure you guys have seen this. If you don't know much about David Rubin, he's a total hack. Claim I'm a liberal, I'm on the left, and then just does nothing but attacks the left. Andrew K says this is Jay says Curb Your Enthusiasm was good. You guys are talking about Jerry Seinfeld still. I'm moving on to Dave Rubin. Larry King, on a live stream of Dave Rubin's, took a call from his son, I believe. This tweet, rest in peace, Larry King. I didn't know much of your work, but I always respect you for taking a 4-minute personal phone call during Dave Rubin's live show.
Samsung.
And it's ringing right now.
It is. Oh, shit. Hello? Hey, Cannon, where are you?
He's talking to his son. You guys know Larry King has continually remarried younger women throughout his whole situation. You guys know that, right? And so he's talking to a guy who could be his grandson, but it's his son, I believe.
Oh,
literally, look at Dave Rubin. Look at Larry. Are you really doing this to me on my own live stream? Oh my God. Yes, he is, Dave. This is what happens. When you're a hack with a hack show. Is one of the most beloved broadcast interviewers is just gonna peace out on your show for a minute, talk to his son.
Podcast now. I'm on his 33 batting average.
They talk about baseball.
David Rubin's podcast now. I'm on his show, and while talking to you, the audience is watching me talk to you.
I'm on David Rubin's podcast. He calls him David Rubin. I mean, he doesn't even get. Oh my God, it's so good. It tastes so good.
Oh wow, Cannon, you're a starter, so you could do 10 minutes when you open the refrigerator.
Oh my gosh. Look at Dave Rubin.
He wants to do his own podcast.
I'll bring him in.
He's going to be 20 years old. I'll bring him here. He's a great kid.
My son wants to do a podcast. I'm on your podcast. I should get my son on here. Oh my God. Yeah, with the flip phone. You're right. With the flip phone.
No, what?
I just love it. It tastes so good. There's another clip where they're talking about coronavirus that I want to find because it's just so funny. Yeah, I mean, he just murdered him. Here it is. Guys, check out MAGA-Cope if you don't already. But check this out.
In the country, but we have to decide what level of sickness are we willing to live with, so to speak.
So here's Dave Rubin making the dumb right-wing argument that we heard the whole time. The disease can't be, the cure can't be worse than the disease. Let's have a nationwide eugenics program because I want to go back to Buffalo Wild Wings. Ideas, right? So listen to how Larry King just shuts him down on this.
But we have to decide what level of sickness are we willing to live with, so to speak, to move ahead and open the country, because I don't know how much longer we can do this.
David, that sounds ridiculous. Come on. You've got a
we have to figure out what that level is.
Dave, shut up for a second. Listen to yourself.
But at whose risk? Yours or mine? You. It's okay if you die, right?
Look at that.
Risk. Yours or mine? You. It's okay if you die, right?
That's so good. Oh, Ryan in the chat says, I have never heard of Dave Rubin. You're a lucky man. You're a very lucky man. You're lucky you're not as online as some of us, because we're all cursed. Now you're cursed to know who Dave Rubin is as well. Don't study his arts too closely, or you might, get pulled into the web, the ID web, and never return. You might get sucked into the black hole of ideas, of stupidity. And yeah, Jay Coleman that pointed out in the comments, Larry King died from COVID. He got infected with coronavirus and didn't make it out. Oh, geez, even a rich guy like him didn't have access to the gene replacement therapy, whatever other magic that Donald Trump was able to procure as president of the United States. Yeah, and here his, Dave Rubin claimed Larry King was his hero, and here he is arguing against coronavirus. Yes, Andrew K. It's the marketplace of ideas. Yeah, Dave Rubin, in the marketplace of ideas, Dave Rubin is no GameStop. Let me put it that way. I don't know how you guys think about it. Oh God, what a crazy time.